Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. As you know, I'm going through the different topics in my book, Organizational Behavior in Christian Perspective. And I've been going through the different levels. I'm kind of setting the table here. I'm not going in depth on anything, but I'm just giving you a nice overview. But I've been talking about the different levels. So far I've talked about the individual level, the interpersonal level, the group level, and now, ta-da, I'm going to talk about the organizational level. And you might say, well, this is what leadership is about, right? It's about leading organizations, right? It's called organizational leadership for a reason. Yes, it is. But at this level, you begin to think a little bit differently about your organization. You're not as concerned about individuals or interpersonal things or groups, but you're really thinking about the organization itself. And if you look at my model in the book, you'll see that I pictorialize, I model, I don't know, none of those words really sound that good. They sounded better in my head, I think. But I represent an organization as a group of groups. So my last thing, I talked about a group as a cluster of grapes. Well, now you can think about an organization as a bunch of clusters of grapes. That's really what it is. And so your job becomes more complex, right? You're not just leading like 6 or 8 or 12 people, but you're like, 10 different groups of 10 or 8 or 12 people, right? So it becomes a lot more complex. And so now you're thinking about things like what? Like organizational culture, and how do I develop a strong and healthy culture? How do I get all these groups to align themselves and work together? I think a lot about leadership and my leadership and what kind of a leader am I? Am I a transformational leader? Am I an authoritarian leader? Am I laissez-faire? Right? So at this level, you're thinking more complexly about your role in the organization, and you're thinking about the organization as a whole: culture, structure, strategy, right? You don't strategize with individuals, right? You don't strategize interpersonal, maybe a little bit with groups, but at the organization you start to think about strategy, okay? What makes us different? What is our core competency? What are some important goals and ideas that we can use to execute our strategy and move into the future together? Anyhow, I hope this was helpful. Keep watching, like and subscribe, yada, yada. And don't forget, check out my book. If you like this kind of stuff, it's available now wherever books are sold. God bless you, and see you next time.